Echoes of the Tide, an emotional tale of Joanna Lumley in the golden haze of a Cornish sunset, where the Atlantic waves whispered secrets to the rugged cliffs. Joanna Lumley stood alone on the pebbled shore. The year was 2025, and at 79, the English actress and former model had returned to the land of her youth, seeking solace from a world that had both crowned and scarred her. The sun dipped low, painting the sky in strokes of crimson and amber, while the relentless rhythm of the waves crashed and retreated, a symphony that seemed to echo the beats of her weary heart. Joanna's life had been a tapestry of glamour and grit. Born in the shadow of post-war Britain, she had risen from the catwalks of swinging London to the screens of the world, her sharp wit and luminous beauty captivating millions. As Patsy Stone, in Absolutely Fabulous, she had embodied the wild, unapologetic spirit of excess. But behind the laughter lay layers of unspoken pain, lost loves, the weight of expectations, and the quiet battles against time's inexorable march. She clutched a faded photograph in her hand, its edges worn from years of quiet reflection. It showed her younger self, mid-1960s, posing in a flowing gown against the same Cornish backdrop, her eyes alight with dreams yet to unfold. "Oh darling," she murmured to the wind, her voice a melodic blend of elegance and emotion. "What adventures we've had, but how the heart aches for what was left behind." A soft footfall on the pebbles interrupted her reverie. It was Emily, a young aspiring actress who had stumbled upon Joanna during a location scout. Emily's eyes widened in recognition. "Ms. Lumley, I can't believe it's you. Your work has inspired me through my darkest days." Joanna turned, her smile warm yet tinged with melancholy. The waves continued their eternal song, crashing louder now as if urging her to share her soul. "Come, sit with me, child," she said, patting the driftwood log beside her. "Life's too short for formalities. Tell me, what storms have you weathered?" As they sat, the sunset's rays danced on the water, casting an ethereal glow. Emily poured out her heart's rejections from auditions, the loneliness of chasing fame, the fear that her passion would fade like the tide. Joanna listened, her own eyes misting. "My dear," she replied softly, her words carrying the weight of wisdom earned through tears. "The industry is a cruel mistress, but remember this. True beauty isn't in the spotlight's glare. It's in the quiet moments like these waves that never cease their dance. They remind us that even after crashing, we rise again." Emily leaned in, her voice trembling. "But how do you keep going? After all, the heartbreaks, the roles lost, the loves that slipped away." Joanna gazed at the horizon, where the sun now kissed the sea. "By embracing the ache, darling, I once loved a man who promised the world, but he vanished like mist in the morning. It broke me, left me wandering these shores, questioning everything. Yet, in that pain, I found my voice. As a model, I was a canvas. As an actress, I became the painter. And now, advocating for the Gurkhas, for the environment, those are the roles that touch the soul deepest." The waves surged forward, their foam lapping at their feet, as if applauding her confession. Emily wiped a tear. "Your story, it makes my heart feel full, yet so fragile. Like these views, the sunset, the endless ocean, they're beautiful, but they remind us how small we are." Joanna placed a gentle hand on Emily's. "Exactly, my love. Let the waves sound on. They teach us resilience. Promise me you'll chase your dreams, but hold space for the heart's whispers. For in the end, it's not the applause that lingers, but the connections, the stories shared under a fading sky." As night fell, the two women parted with hugs and promises to meet again. Joanna walked back along the shore, the waves' rhythmic hush accompanying her like old friends. In that moment, her heart swelled with a profound peace, the emotional scars of a lifetime transformed into a legacy of light. And as the stars emerged, she whispered to the sea, "Thank you for listening, always." The waves replied in kind, eternal and soothing, ensuring her story would echo forever. The Cornish coast stretched endlessly before Joanna Lumley, its cliffs jagged and resolute against the Atlantic's restless embrace. It was August 11, 2025, and at 79, the English actress and former model stood on a pebbled beach in St. Ives, where the salty air carried memories as vivid as the crimson and amber sunset bleeding into the horizon. The waves roared and retreated, their rhythm a haunting lullaby that seemed to pulse in time with her heart, a heart weathered by decades of triumphs, heartbreaks, and unspoken dreams. She wore a flowing scarf, its emerald hue catching the fading light, and her silver hair danced in the breeze, a testament to a life fully lived. In her hand, Joanna clutched a photograph, its corners frayed from years of quiet contemplation. It captured her at 20, in 1966, standing on this very shore during a modeling shoot. Her eyes in the image sparkled with ambition, her smile unguarded, unaware of the storms that awaited. She traced the photo with a trembling finger, whispering, "Oh darling, we were so young, so fearless." Her voice, still rich with that unmistakable cadence, carried a tremor of nostalgia and ache. Joanna's life had been a kaleidoscope of brilliance and shadow. Born in Srinagar in 1946, under the fading glow of the British Raj, She had navigated a childhood marked by displacement and resilience. Her modeling career in the 1960s had thrust her into London's swinging sign flirts, flashbulbs, and the electric pulse of youth culture. But it was her role as Patsy Stone in Absolutely Fabulous that cemented her as an icon. Her portrayal of the chain-smoking, champagne-guzzling editor, a masterclass in comedic chaos. Yet, beneath the glamour, there were wounds, loves lost to time, roles that slipped through her fingers, and the relentless scrutiny of an industry that prized youth over wisdom. As the waves crashed louder, a memory surfaced, a love affair from the 1970s with a playwright named Edward. T had promised her forever under a Parisian moon, only to vanish when fame called him elsewhere. The betrayal had left her hollow, wandering these Cornish shores years ago, seeking answers in the sea's eternal rhythm. You broke me, Edward, she murmured to the wind, but you gave me my fire. That fire had fueled her advocacy, her tireless work for the Gurkhas, her voice for the environment, her defiance of time's cruel arithmetic. A soft crunch of pebbles broke her reverie. A young woman approached, her auburn hair tangled by the wind, her eyes wide with recognition. Ms. Lumley, I'm Emily. I'm an actress, or, well, trying to be. Your work, it's kept me going through some dark nights. Emily's voice quivered, her backpack heavy with dreams and doubts. Joanna's face softened, her smile a beacon of warmth. Sit, my dear, she said, gesturing to a weathered driftwood log. The sea's a fine listener, but it loves a good story. Tell me yours. The sunset deepened, casting a golden veil over the beach, and the waves seemed to hush, as if eager to hear. Emily sat, her words tumbling out like the tide. She spoke of auditions that ended in polite rejections, of nights spent questioning her worth, of a family who doubted her dreams. I watch your interviews, your grace, your strength, she said, tears brimming. How do you keep going when it feels like the world's against you? Joanna's gaze drifted to the horizon, where the last sliver of sun clung to the sea. By embracing the cracks, darling, life isn't a straight line, it's a mosaic of broken pieces. When I was your age, I was told I'd never be more than a pretty face. After Edward left, I thought love was a myth. And when I fought for the Gurkhas' rights, some called me a meddler. But every wound taught me something. The sea, she gestured to the waves, now glinting under the rising moon, crashes, but it always returns. So must we. Emily clutched her knees, her voice barely a whisper. But the loneliness, it's like a weight. And the industry, it chews you up. Joanna reached for Emily's hand, her touch steady and warm. Oh my love, I know that weight. In the 80s, after a string of lost roles, I sat in my flat, staring at empty wine bottles, wondering if I'd peaked. But I found purpose beyond the stage. My work with Survival International, standing up for Indigenous peoples, it reminded me that our stories matter. Whether they're told on screen or in quiet moments like this, you'll find your purpose, too. Hold fast to your heart's truth. The waves surged, their foam kissing the pebbles at their feet, as if sealing a pact. Emily's tears fell freely now. This place, this sunset, it's so beautiful, it hurts. Like your story, it makes me feel fragile but alive, like I can keep going. Joanna's eyes glistened, reflecting the starlight now dotting the sky. That's the magic, isn't it? These views, these waves, they remind us we're small, yet part of something vast. Promise me, Emily, you'll chase your dreams, but carve out space for joy, for love, for moments when the world feels whole. They sat in silence, the sea's song filling the space between them. Emily hugged Joanna tightly before leaving, her steps lighter, her heart buoyed by the encounter. Joanna lingered, the photograph still in her hand. As the tide retreated, she pressed it to her lips, then tucked it into her pocket. Thank you, old friend, she whispered to the sea, for holding my stories, my tears, my triumphs. The waves answered, their rhythm unbroken, carrying her words into the night. Under a canopy of stars, Joanna Lumley walked back along the shore, her heart fuller tapestry of scars and strength, woven into a legacy that would echo as long as the tides rolled in.